Define some terms. Okay, this is an introduction. You know, it's going to be important on the AP exam. We have imperialism, white man's burden, and manifest destiny. Does anybody have any guesses as to any of those definitions?
White Man's Burden was a movie with Mel Gibson.
I've never heard of it, but that's a good answer. Yes?
White Man's Burden was the concept that it was their job, it's the white people's job to look after or educate or civilize black people.
Very good, very good. Any others?
Like imperialism, that like building of empires.
Exactly, imperialism, empire, correct. All right, moving on. So, do we know who these people are? Anybody?
Lewis and Clark.
Lewis and Clark, and then
Sacagawea.
oh, just offhandedly Sacagawea, right? What is this?
Conestoga
Wagon.
Yeah, Conestoga wagon. Right? We've talked about that. Very good. And then this,
Oregon Trail.
right? So with my well-designed PowerPoint, you can see that we've gone from initial exploration, right, to pioneering, and now we have an industrial presence in the West, right? Very good. Okay, here's a quote. I'm going to read it to you guys. John L. Sullivan, he's one that coined this manifest destiny theme that we're going to be talking about. So just think about how positive this sounds. Right? The far-reaching, the boundless future will be the era of American greatness. In its magnificent domain of space and time, the nation of many nations is destined to manifest to mankind the excellence of divine principles, right? Comprising hundreds of happy millions, calling, owning no man master, but governed by God's natural and moral law of equality, the law of brotherhood, right? Of peace and goodwill. How many positive words are in there? That is like everybody wants to be part of that, right? Like we're all pumped up about that. Okay, and this image, going off of that quote, what are some initial things you're seeing? Happiness, light, what else?
Well, there's darkness over in the western part.
But that's only a small part of the image, right? Like, yeah, very good,
And then
very
the
good.
eastern part is...
Very good, right? There's representation of the idea of this is, what does light represent usually in the images we've discussed before?
Good.
Positive, good, and darkness represents...
Ignorance.
Yeah, very good, very good. So, not to cut anybody off, we're going to move on. So, meanwhile, right, while we're pushing westward, who knows what this is?
The British Empire.
It is. It's the British Empire, right? Like we discussed, the sun never sets on it, right? They have territory everywhere, okay? And so, in this imperialism, they also have their own propaganda like any good nation, okay? This is called the ABCs for Baby Patriots. Very similar time as what we're going to be talking about with westward expansion. Okay? And what does it look like?
Children's book.
Children's book. Very good. Has anybody seen an ABC book before? Mm-hmm. Yeah, like we all know. Okay. Here we go. Who can read the first one for me? Yes.
C is for colonies. Rightly we boast that of all great nations, the Great Britain has the most.
Very good. What are they proud of?
Number
Their colonies. Who can tell me something terribly wrong with that image?
They just took it over.
The servitude.
The servitude. Great word. Yes?
Also, is that a kangaroo?
I think so.
Really hard.
Keep in mind that, yeah, people are telling people what things look like. And what about I? Anybody want to do the I one? Yes?
I is for India, our land in the east, where everyone goes to shoot tigers and feast.
Very good. Very good. And then, is there any servitude in that image?
Yes.
He's running.
Yeah, he's
Wait.
fighting him.
Yeah. Look at that big goofy hat. Oh, those silly guys in India, those big goofy hats, right? You guys see that?
He's also like he's saying everyone, but it's obviously Indian people don't go there to just shoot.
Very good. Very good. It's wholly ignorant of that. And so here we have Pears soap. It's a soap brand from the same time period. Can anybody tell me what they see in this?
Oh, jeez.
Any words? Anybody speak up?
It's like
I mean, you have a black child who just scrubbed off their blackness.
Right. And then how is this man on the right illustrated?
it's white and
Like
clean. He's
curls.
wearing
White. He's clean. He's very good. Just not to cut anybody off, moving on to a point. The first step towards lightening the white man's burden is through teaching the virtues of cleanliness. Is a potent factor in brightening the dark corners of the earth, right? Wow. So here is our own empire. Okay, we have territories as well. Okay, we're in the process of trying to control something large, right? And so going from that first image, has anybody seen this? Okay, what are those things stacked up on the right?
bison skins.
Yes, those are buffalo robes or bison skins. So brief stats just to run through it. In 1500, without Europeans, about 30 to 60 million bison. Okay, 1830, the hunt starts. In 1872, about 5,000 a day were dropped and just skinned. Take the bone, leave the meat. And then around 1884, there are only 324 left. Okay, here is something called, I know I'm over here.
You just, yeah.
Okay. Just to run through at the end, just because ledger art is something that Indians would do, is they take like ledgers from like grain elevators and they, you know, because they didn't know how to write their own paper. And so this is a eyewitness account of a massacre at Sand Creek in 1864.
That's really cool.
Here's a picture from Wounded Knee. All those little bumps in the ground are frozen bodies. Okay, and then so we look at the picture again, blown up, and what do we see in that dark part? Right. We see naked Indians running away. We see the buffalo over here, and like this, you know, industrialization is all positive. This East Coast port is all very light, positive, great things. So the idea is to flip the kid's image of the.
And the white guys are all in the light.
Yeah, they're on the light. They're happy, right? I just like how scared the bear is.
I'd be afraid.
Yeah.
Very afraid.
Run.